My guest today is Özgür Ünlühisarcikli. Did I do good?
Very good.
Who is director of the German Marshall Fund office in Ankara. And today we have a delegation of experts, journalists, diplomats, former diplomats on a 5-country tour?
3-country tour.
3-country tour. Yes. Oh, only Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Armenia?
Exactly.
Oh, I thought there was.
Caucasus.
Okay. And one of our conversations, of course, with the group as a whole has been regional cooperation, bilateral cooperation, Georgia-Armenia, Armenia-Turkey, the Karabakh conflict. And you, as the director of the office, the Ankara office of a very important international organization that is committed to regional cooperation issues, and being a Turk and living in Turkey, are, of course, both subject to and involved in, I assume, all the rapprochement processes that have been taking place between Armenia and Turkey over these years. How does the speeding up and freezing of those kinds of processes affect your work?
Well, first of all, of course, there was more interest in our work concerning Turkey-Armenia rapprochement because we had been working on Turkey-Armenia issues even before the rapprochement, and we continue work through the grants we make in Turkey and in Armenia to NGOs interested in this rapprochement process. And this hasn't changed. But what's interesting from my perspective is, although yes, the plane has risen and then it has landed again, so it doesn't look like getting anywhere. But even that 1 year of optimism, even that 1 year of rising hopes, I think have left some positive atmosphere in Turkey and in Armenia also.
There is no question, I think, that everybody, Armenians, Turks, the international community, wanted to believe, started to believe that this can move forward. It didn't move forward. And in Armenia, of course, our explanation is that Azerbaijan's political issues got ahead of the Turkey-Armenia issues. Is there anything the international community can do to try to de-link those, or are we going to assume that they are forever linked?
I think it would be better to assume that they are linked at least for some time to come, because the Turkish government honestly tried to de-link them, but wasn't successful. So if we expect that they can be de-linked, and if we build strategies upon de-linking them, we can again be disappointed in the future.
In both cases, Armenia-Turkey and Armenia-Azerbaijan, one of the fundamental obstacles is that all 3 countries feel themselves victims. Armenia has been and felt itself a victim for hundreds of years. Azerbaijan feels itself a victim because they lost the military conflict. Turkey often feels itself the victim because of European pressure, American pressure, and other things. In that environment where no one feels they have anything left to give, how do you move forward? What does the international community do?
Human contact, I think, is very important. But when I say human contact here, I don't mean the usual suspects that had contact for decades anyway. But you know, this was my first time in Armenia, although I have lots of Armenian friends that I met in Turkey and elsewhere. I have friends from Armenia, not only Armenian friends. There's a great deal of cultural similarity. And I cannot imagine a Turk who comes here and doesn't feel at home. And it must be likewise for citizens of Armenia traveling to Turkey as well. And therefore, if we can find ways to increase human contact, at all levels of society, not only the policy experts, first of all, that will have a great positive impact. The second thing is, while we were trying to get the border opened, we didn't make too many plans about the day after. I mean, just the opening of the border is not going to have, it will have significant impact, but it will not have miraculous effect. So Armenia suddenly won't become a, very prosperous country just because the border is opened, or this northeastern provinces of Turkey suddenly won't get developed because the border is open. So I think we must, even starting from today, or we should have started yesterday, build projects, strategies for the aftermath of the opening of the border, and how we can actually achieve regional economic cooperation, not only between Turkey and Armenia either. I mean these 3 South Caucasus countries and Turkey.
Yeah, I have to admit I'm not the optimist on that one, because I think that often, because as you say, Armenians and Turks can find many commonalities and find room for dialogue, that I think sometimes we fool ourselves by thinking that the second track can make up for the first track. And so in that sense, I'm not sure that there is enough capacity in the second track world on both sides to think about that day after, because that day itself keeps getting pushed back. So unfortunately, I don't share your optimism in that sense.
But it works two ways. If in the second track the day after is planned very well and the possibilities are presented, then the first track can be further motivated. Actually, an example from Turkish-Greek rapprochement. The first track didn't work for the last, ever since the Turkish-Greek rapprochement started, not a single conflict between Turkey and Greece, and we have several, has been resolved. But due to people-to-people contact and civil society collaboration, now the conflicts have almost become irrelevant. They are still, officially they are still there, but they are not so important. Of course, between Turkey and Armenia, there is a closed border, and there is the lack of diplomatic relations. But still, although the final goal, the absolute goal should be the opening of the border, I think a great deal can be done even before that.
Well, I appreciate your optimism, although, as I said, 20 years have shown me at least that that's not how it's going to work. That first track and that border has got, it will be miraculous in many ways. In any case, I hope one of us turns out to be right and this process moves forward. Thank you again.
Thank you.